The Public Safety and Recreational Firearms Use Protection Act, popularly known as the Federal Assault Weapons Ban, or FOB, was a subsection of the Violent Crime Control and Law Enforcement Act of 1994, a United States federal law which included a prohibition on the manufacture for civilian use of certain semi-automatic firearms that were defined as assault weapons, as well as certain ammunition magazines that were defined as large capacity. The 10-year ban was passed by the U.S. Congress on August 25, 1994, and was signed into law by President Bill Clinton on September 13, 1994. (1) The ban applied only to weapons manufactured after the date of the ban's enactment. It expired on September 13, 2004, following its sunset provision. Several constitutional challenges were filed against provisions of the ban, but all were rejected by the courts. There have been multiple attempts to renew the ban, but none have succeeded. Research regarding the effects of the ban is limited and inconclusive. There is insufficient evidence to determine the effectiveness of the ban on reducing the overall homicide rate as well as the total firearm homicide rate. The ban was in effect for a limited period, and the vast majority of homicides are committed with weapons which are not covered by the FOB. There is, however, tentative evidence that the ban has affected reducing fatalities and injuries from mass shootings, as assault weapons are more frequently used for those crimes. (4 5 Background. Efforts to create restrictions on assault weapons at the federal government level intensified in 1989 after the shooting of a teacher and 34 children, 5 of whom died, in Stockton, California, with a semi-automatic Kalashnikov pattern rifle. (7 8 9 The Luby's shooting in October 1991, which left 23 people dead and 27 wounded, was another factor. (10 The July 1993 101 California street shooting that killed 8 people and wounded 6, also contributed to the passage of the ban. 2 of the 3 firearms he used were Tec-9 semi-automatic handguns with Hellfire triggers. (11 The ban tried to address public concerns about mass shootings by restricting firearms that met the criteria for what it defined as a semi-automatic assault weapon, as well as magazines that met the criteria for what it defined as a large capacity ammunition feeding device. (12 1 and 2). In November 1993, the proposed legislation passed the U.S. Senate. The bill's author, Dianne Feinstein, DCA, and other advocates said that it was a weakened version of the original proposal. (13 In May 1994, former Presidents Gerald Ford, Jimmy Carter, and Ronald Reagan wrote to the U.S. House of Representatives in support of banning semi-automatic assault guns. They cited a 1993 CNN/USA Today/Gallup poll that found 77% of Americans supported a ban on the manufacture, sale, and possession of such weapons. (14 U.S. Representative Jack Brooks, DDX, then chair of the House Judiciary Committee, tried and successfully to remove the assault weapons ban section from the crime bill. (15 The National Rifle Association, NRA, opposed the ban. In November 1993, NRA spokesman Bill McIntyre said that assault weapons are used in only 1% of all crimes. (16 The low usage statistic was supported in a 1999 Department of Justice brief. (12 The legislation passed in September 1994 with the assault weapon ban section expiring in 2004 due to its sunset provisions. The Public Safety and Recreational Firearms Act was enacted as part of the Violent Crime Control and Law Enforcement Act of 1994. (17 The prohibitions expired on September 13, 2004. (17 The act prohibited the manufacture, transfer, or possession of semi-automatic assault weapons, as defined by the act. Weapons banned were identified either by specific make or model, including copies or duplicates thereof, in any caliber, or by specific characteristics that slightly varied according to whether the weapon was a pistol, rifle, or shotgun. See below. Left square bracket 17 right square bracket. The act also prohibited the manufacture of large capacity ammunition feeding devices, LCAFs, except for sale to government, law enforcement or military. All magazines made before the effective date. Pre-ban magazines were illegal to possess and transfer. An LCAF was defined as any magazine, belt, drum, feed strip, or similar device manufactured after the date left square bracket of the act right square bracket that has the capacity of, or that can be readily restored or converted to accept, more than 10 rounds of ammunition. Left square bracket 17 right square bracket. The act included several exemptions and exclusions from its prohibitions. The act included a grandfather clause to allow for the possession and transfer of weapons and ammunition that were otherwise lawfully possessed on the date of enactment. Left square bracket 17 right square bracket. The act exempted some 650 firearm types or models, including their copies and duplicates, which would be considered manufactured in October 1993. The list included the Ruger Mini 14 auto-loading rifle with outside folding stock, Ruger Mini 30 rifle, Iver Johnson M1 carbine, Marlin Model 9 Camp carbine, Marlin Model 45 carbine, and others. The complete list is in Section 110,106, Appendix A to Section 922 of Title 18. This list was non-exhaustive. Left square bracket 17 right square bracket. The act also exempted any firearm that 1. is manually operated by bolt, pump, lever, or slide action, 2. has been rendered permanently inoperable, or 3. is an antique firearm. Left square bracket 17 right square bracket. The act also did not apply to any semi-automatic rifle that cannot accept a detachable magazine that holds more than 10 rounds of ammunition, or semi-automatic shotguns that cannot hold more than 5 rounds of ammunition in a fixed or detachable magazine. Left square bracket 17 right square bracket. Tubular magazine fed rimfire guns were exempted regardless of tubular magazine capacity. The act provided an exemption for the use of semi-automatic assault weapons and LCAFs to be manufactured for, transferred to, and possessed by law enforcement and for authorized testing or experimentation purposes, as well as transfers for federal security purposes under the Atomic Energy Act, and possession by retired law enforcement officers who are not otherwise a prohibited possessor under law. Left square bracket 17 right square bracket. In 1989, the George H.W. Bush administration banned the importation of foreign-made, semi-automatic rifles deemed not to have a legitimate sporting use. It did not affect similar but domestically manufactured rifles. Left square bracket 18 right square bracket. The Gun Control Act of 1968 gives discretion to the Attorney General of the United States to choose whether to authorize a firearm or ammunition to be imported or brought into the United States under what is known as the sporting purposes test. Left square bracket 17 right square bracket. Following the enactment of the federal assault weapons ban, the ETF determined that certain semi-automatic assault rifles could no longer be imported, even though they were permitted to be imported under the 1989 sporting purposes test, because they had been modified to remove all of their military features other than the ability to accept a detachable magazine. And so in April 1998, it prohibited the importation of 56 such rifles, determining that they did not meet the sporting purposes test. Left square bracket 17 right square bracket. Definition of assault weapon. Under the assault weapons ban of 1994, the definition of semi-automatic assault weapon, SAW, commonly shortened to assault weapon, included specific semi-automatic firearm models by name and other semi-automatic firearms that possess 2 or more from a set certain features. Left square bracket 19 right square bracket. A semi-automatic Yugoslavian M70 OB2 rifle, an Intratec kilograms 99 mini with 32 round magazine, a semi-automatic pistol formerly classified as an assault weapon under federal law. Semi-automatic rifles able to accept detachable magazines and has 2 or more of the following: folding or telescoping stock pistol grip, bayonet mount, flash hider or threaded barrel designed to accommodate 1 grenade launcher. Semi-automatic pistols with detachable magazines and 2 or more of the following: magazine that attaches outside the pistol grip, threaded barrel to attach barrel extender, flash suppressor, hand grip, or suppressor barrel shroud safety feature that prevents burns to the operator. A manufactured weight of 50 ounces, 1.42 kilograms, or more, when the pistol is unloaded. A semi-automatic version of a fully automatic firearm. Semi-automatic shotguns with 2 or more of the following: folding or telescoping stock pistol grip, a fixed magazine capacity over 5 rounds, detachable magazine. The law also categorically banned the following makes and models of semi-automatic firearms and any copies or duplicates of them, in any caliber. Name of firearm pre-ban. Federal illegal status: Norinco, Mitchell, and Polytechnologies Avtomat Kalashnikovs, AKs, all models. Imports banned in 1989. Action Arms Israeli Military Industries Uzi and Galil. Imports banned in 1989. Beretta AR-70, SC-70, imports banned in 1989. Colt AR-15 legal. Fabrique National FN/FEL, FNLAR FNC imports banned in 1989. SWD Mac type, M10, M11, M11/9, M12 legal. Steer August imports banned in 1989. Intratec Tech 9, Tech DC-9, Tech 22 legal. Revolving cylinder shotguns such as, or similar to, the Street Sweeper and Striker 12 legal. Cosmetic features. Gun control advocates and gun rights advocates have referred to at least some of the features outlined in the federal assault weapon ban of 1994 as cosmetic. The NRA Institute for Legislative Action and the Violence Policy Center both use the term in publications that were released by them in September 2004, when the ban expired. Left square bracket 20 right square bracket left square bracket 21 right square bracket. In May 2012, the Law Center to Prevent Gun Violence said that the inclusion in the list of features that were purely cosmetic in nature created a loophole that allowed manufacturers to successfully circumvent the law by making minor modifications to the weapons they already produced. Left square bracket 22 right square bracket. The term was repeated in several stories after the 2012 Aurora, Colorado shooting and the Sandy Hook Elementary School shooting. Left square bracket 23 right square bracket left square bracket 24 right square bracket. Senator Marco Rubio cited that issue during a town hall forum, responding to questions from survivors of the 2018 Stoneman Douglas High School shooting in Parkland, Florida. Left square bracket 25 right square bracket. Legal challenges. Several constitutional challenges were filed against provisions of the ban, but all were rejected by the courts. There were multiple attempts to renew the ban, but none succeeded. A February 2013 Congressional Research Service (CRS) report to Congress said that the assault weapons ban of 1994 was unsuccessfully challenged as violating several constitutional provisions, but that challenges to 3 constitutional provisions were easily dismissed. Left square bracket 26 right square bracket 7. The ban did not make up an impermissible bill of attainder. Left square bracket 27 right square bracket 31. It was not unconstitutionally vague. Left square bracket 28 right square bracket. Also, it was ruled to be compatible with the 9th Amendment by the 9th Circuit Court of Appeals. Left square bracket 29 right square bracket. Challenges to 2 other provisions took more time to decide. Left square bracket 26 right square bracket 7. In evaluating challenges to the ban under the Commerce Clause, the court first evaluated Congress's authority to regulate under the clause and then analyzed the ban's prohibitions on manufacture, transfer, and possession. The court held that it is not even arguable that the manufacture and transfer of semi-automatic assault weapons for a national market cannot be regulated as activity substantially affecting interstate commerce. Left square bracket 26 right square bracket 8 and 9 left square bracket 27 right square bracket 12. It also held that the purpose of the ban on possession has an evident commercial nexus. Left square bracket 26 right square bracket 9 left square bracket 27 right square bracket 14. The law was also challenged under the Equal Protection Clause. It was argued that it banned some semi-automatic weapons that were functional equivalents of exempted semi-automatic weapons, and that to do so, based upon a mix of other characteristics, served no legitimate governmental interest. The reviewing court held that it was entirely rational for Congress to choose to ban those weapons commonly used for criminal purposes and to exempt those weapons commonly used for recreational purposes. Left square bracket 26 right square bracket 10 left square bracket 30 right square bracket. It also found that each characteristic served to make the weapon potentially more dangerous and were not commonly used on weapons designed solely for hunting. Left square bracket 26 right square bracket 10 and 11 left square bracket 31 right square bracket. The federal assault weapons ban was never directly challenged under the Second Amendment. Since its 2004 expiration, there has been debate on how the ban would fare in light of cases decided in following years, especially District of Columbia v. Heller, 2008, left square bracket 32 right square bracket effect studies of firearm homicides. Following the federal assault weapons ban, Congress mandated a study on the impact of the law. A 6.7% reduction in homicide rate was found, but the result was not statistically significant. The authors suggested this was due to the brief time period in which the law was in effect. Left square bracket 3 right square bracket. A 2017 review on the effects of firearm laws on homicides found that limited data from 4 studies published regarding the federal assault weapons ban did not provide significant evidence that the ban was associated with a decrease on overall firearm homicides. Left square bracket 3 right square bracket. A 2020 RAND Corporation review of 5 studies regarding the effects of state assault weapon bans on violent crime concluded that there is inconclusive evidence of an effect on total homicides and firearm homicides. Left square bracket to right square bracket. A 2014 study found no impacts on homicide rates with an assault weapon ban. Left square bracket 33 right square bracket. A 2014 book published by Oxford University Press noted that there is no compelling evidence that left square bracket the ban right square bracket saved lives, but added that a more stringent or longer lasting ban might well have been more effective. Left square bracket 34 right square bracket left square bracket 35 right square bracket. Studies of mass shootings. Total deaths in U.S. mass shootings defined as 4 or more people shot and killed in one incident, excluding the perpetrator, at a public place, excluding gang-related killings. Left square bracket 36 right square bracket left square bracket 37 right square bracket. After the 2004 expiration of the assault weapons ban, the firearms industry embraced the AR-15's political and cultural significance for marketing. Left square bracket 38 right square bracket. Almost every major gunmaker produces its own version, with approximately 16 million Americans owning at least one. Left square bracket 38 right square bracket. A 2019 DiMaggio and others study looked at mass shooting data for 1981 to 2017 and found that mass shooting fatalities were 70% less likely to occur during the 1994 to 2004 federal ban period, and that the ban was associated with a 0.1% reduction in total firearm homicide fatalities due to the reduction in mass shootings' contribution to total homicides. Left square bracket 6 right square bracket. A 2020 RAND Corporation review of 5 studies regarding the effects of state assault weapon bans concluded that evidence for an effect on mass shootings is inconclusive, while limited evidence was found that high-capacity magazine bans may decrease mass shootings. Left square bracket 4 right square bracket. A 2015 study by Mark Jewis, professor of economics at Quinnipiac University, studied the law's impact on public mass shootings. Left square bracket 5 right square bracket. Jewis defined this subset of mass shootings as those occurring in a relatively public place, targeted random victims, were not otherwise related to a crime, a robbery or act of terrorism, and that involved 4 or more victim fatalities. Jewis found that fatalities and injuries due to mass shootings were statistically lower during the period the federal ban was active. Left square bracket 5 right square bracket. Jewis concluded that, although the study showed assault weapons bans are effective in reducing mass shooting fatalities, their effects on the overall murder rate are probably minimal at best. This is due to the fact that assault weapons are used much more frequently in mass shootings than they are in murders in general. Jewis calculated that in 2012 there were 72 fatalities due to mass public shootings, of which at least 30 were committed using a rifle. In the same year, there were 12,765 murders, of which only 322 were committed using a rifle. Left square bracket 5 right square bracket. A 2015 study found a small decrease in the rate of mass shootings followed by increases beginning after the ban was lifted. Left square bracket 49 right square bracket. The Columbine High School massacre, in which two shooters murdered 13 people, occurred in 1999, while the ban was in place. One of the shooters used a semi-automatic pistol and high-capacity magazines that were respectively banned by the law. Left square bracket 40 right square bracket left square bracket 41 right square bracket left square bracket 42 right square bracket. Studies of gun violence. According to a research done by the Violence Policy Center, in 2016 1 in 4 law enforcement officers killed in the line of duty were killed by an assault weapon. Left square bracket 43 right square bracket. A 2018 study examined the types of crime guns recovered by law enforcement in 10 different cities and found that assault weapons and semi-automatic guns outfitted with large capacity magazines generally accounted for between 22 and 36% of crime guns recovered by police. Left square bracket 43 right square bracket. A 2013 study showed that the expiration of the FOB in 2004 led to immediate violence increases within areas of Mexico located close to American states where sales of assault weapons became legal. The estimated effects are sizable. The additional homicides stemming from the FOB expiration represent 21% of all homicides in these municipalities during 2005 and 2006. Left square bracket 44 right square bracket. In 2013, Christopher S. Coper, a criminology scholar, reviewed the literature on the ban's effects and concluded that its effects on crimes committed with assault weapons were mixed due to its various loopholes. He stated that the ban did not seem to affect gun crime rates, and suggested that it might have been able to reduce shootings if it had been renewed in 2004. Left square bracket 45 right square bracket. In 2004, a research report commissioned by the National Institute of Justice found that, if the ban was renewed, the effects on gun violence would likely be small and perhaps too small for reliable measurement, because rifles in general, including rifles referred to as assault rifles or assault weapons, are rarely used in gun crimes. That study, by the Jerry Lee Center of Criminology, University of Pennsylvania, found no significant evidence that either the assault weapons ban or the ban on magazines holding more than 10 rounds had reduced gun murders. The report found that the share of gun crimes involving assault weapons had declined by 17 to 72% in the studied localities. The authors reported that there has been no discernible reduction in the lethality and injuriousness of gun violence, based on indicators like the percentage of gun crimes resulting in death or the share of gunfire incidents resulting in injury. The report also concluded that it was premature to make definitive assessments of the ban's impact on gun crime, since millions of assault weapons and large-capacity magazines manufactured prior to the ban had been exempted and would thus be in circulation for years following the ban's implementation. Left square bracket 46 right square bracket. In 2003, the Task Force on Community Preventive Services, an independent, non-federal task force, examined an assortment of firearms laws, including the OB, and found insufficient evidence to determine the effectiveness of any of the firearms laws reviewed for preventing violence. Left square bracket 47 right square bracket. A review of firearms research from 2001 by the National Research Council did not reveal any clear impacts on gun violence outcomes. The committee noted that guns were relatively rarely used criminally before the ban and that its maximum potential effect on gun violence outcomes would likely be very small. Left square bracket 48 right square bracket. About a 2001 study the National Research Council in 2005 stated evaluation of the short-term effects of the 1994 federal assault weapons ban did not reveal any clear impacts on gun violence outcomes. Left square bracket 49 right square bracket. A book published by John Lott in 1998 found no impact of these bans on violent crime rates. Left square bracket 50 right square bracket. Coper, Woods, and Roth studies focus on gun murders, while Lott's look at murder, rape, robbery, and aggravated assaults. Left square bracket 50 right square bracket. And like their work, Lott's research accounted for state assault weapon bans and 12 other different types of gun control laws. Left square bracket 50 right square bracket. Economic. A 2002 study by Coper and Roth found that around the time When the ban became law, assault weapon prices increased significantly, but the increase was reversed in the several months afterward by a surge in assault weapons production that occurred just before the ban took effect. Left square bracket 51 right square bracket John Lott found that the bans may have reduced the number of gun shows by over 20%. Left square bracket 52 right square bracket Coper also discovered that street prices of assault weapons and other guns can be 3 to 6 times higher than legal retail prices in jurisdictions with strict gun controls and lower level of gun ownership. Left square bracket 12 right square bracket efforts at renewal. Attorney General Eric Holder reiterated the Obama administration's desire to reinstate the ban. Left square bracket 53 right square bracket The mention came in response to a question during a joint press conference with the acting administrator Michelle Leonhardt, discussing efforts to crack down on Mexican drug cartels. Attorney General Holder said that there are just a few gun-related changes that we would like to make, and among them would be to reinstitute the ban on the sale of assault weapons. Left square bracket 54 right square bracket. Efforts to pass a new federal assault weapons ban were made in December 2012 after the Sandy Hook Elementary School shooting in Newtown, Connecticut. Left square bracket 55 right square bracket left square bracket 56 right square bracket left square bracket 57 right square bracket. On January 24, 2013, Senator Feinstein introduced S-150, the assault weapons ban of 2013. Of 2013, left square bracket 58 right square bracket. The bill was similar to the 1994 ban, but differed in that it would not expire after 10 years. Left square bracket 57 right square bracket. And it used a one-feature test for a firearm to qualify as an assault weapon rather than the two-feature test of the defunct ban. Left square bracket 59 right square bracket. The GOP congressional delegation from Texas and the NRA condemned Feinstein's bill. Left square bracket 60 right square bracket. On March 14, 2013, the Senate Judiciary Committee approved a version of the bill along party lines. Left square bracket 61 right square bracket. On April 17, 2013, OB 2013 failed on a Senate vote of 40 to 60. Left square bracket 62 right square bracket. On March 23, 2021, President Joe Biden proposed a new ban on assault weapons after the 2021 Atlanta spa shootings and 2021 Boulder shooting both occurred in the previous week. Left square bracket 63 right square bracket. On July 29, 2022, the House of Representatives narrowly voted in favor of passing new sweeping firearms restrictions, 217 in favor to 213 against. Left square bracket 64 right square bracket. The bill went to the Senate, where it lingered until expiring at the end of the term.